Hey everyone, I'm Corinne Jones with Red River, and in this video we show you how much Microsoft Teams can cost. So with me today I have Brian Charles, and Brian, you're here to answer that question everyone's been asking. How much is this going to cost me?
Well, the simple answer to that question is it depends. Um, and it really does depend on what you actually are trying to utilize Microsoft Teams for in your organization. In its most simple form, Microsoft Teams comes included in most Microsoft 365 or Office 365 plans. There's even a freemium version of it that if you have a Microsoft account, you can download Teams, create Teams, and you don't have to pay for anything. And that's going to allow you to get some peer-to-peer chat, some basic collaboration, or having meetings that you can go ahead and set up. Now, if you want to start utilizing Teams for more than just collaboration and chat, then you need to make sure you have some additional features turned on.
So Brian, what are those additional features and licenses?
Well, if you're using Microsoft Teams inside of your organization and you want to use it to help collaborate documents and things like that, you want to make sure that the plans that you have include OneDrive for Business if you're sharing things between peer-to-peer chat, or SharePoint Online enabled if you're sharing things inside of one of the teams that sticks around. Now, a big feature that a lot of people have been using Microsoft Teams for is a rich meetings experience that you can get. And by default, out of the box, you can have meetings and people can join using the Rich Teams downloadable application or the browser, and you don't need any additional licensing. If you want people to be able to dial in from a landline or cell phone into Microsoft Teams, that's when you start needing to get into the add-ons. So there's the audio conferencing license that can be added on to most plans. $4 a user a month, and that will allow you to have a traditional phone number so you don't have to have that application on your phone or use a browser in order to get into the meetings that have been scheduled. Some Office 365 and Microsoft 365 plans have that audio conferencing licensing included in the plan itself, so you want to make sure you're checking to see if that's available in the plan that you already have.
That's great to know. So Brian, tell us what it looks like if you want to use Microsoft Teams for your calling.
So again, expanding the Microsoft Teams utilization in your organization, some people have been able to take their entire phone system and move it into Teams. And Microsoft has a full-featured cloud PBX that can be added to Teams as well. And if you're already using it for meetings and collaboration, adding on that extra button to show some calling is a simple transition for users. If you want calling to be added, it can be added to most Office 365 plans for an additional $8 a user a month to get that cloud PBX feature. But then you need to think about, how am I going to get dial tone into this phone system as well? You have a couple of options there. You can get your dial tone directly from Microsoft in the cloud, which would be $12 a user a month for domestic, $24 a user a month for international. But you want to check the compatibility list to make sure that the areas that you want to enable these plans for exist in your region. Another option that we have is we can go ahead and bring your own dial tone. You'll still need to have the cloud PBX feature enabled, so either the add-on license or a plan that includes it. But if you already have dial tone by your provider, you can use direct routing with Microsoft Teams, get a session border controller, and then send the existing numbers that you have and route it directly up into the cloud.
So Brian, you said at the beginning that something was $4 per user, then $8, then $12, then $24. Why is Microsoft Teams still a more cost-affordable solution?
That's a really good point, Corinne. And if you do look at all the different pieces individually, it does start to add up. But when you look at it as a whole and all of the different things that you're able to consolidate into one tool, you really do start to see the benefit of utilizing this complete platform. And I'm pretty sure we'll be able to work together and come up with a license plan that works for you. Microsoft is always adding in additional licenses and features in different bundles as well. As a matter of fact, they recently came out with a new license SKU called Microsoft Business Premium Voice. This one takes a lot of the features that we've talked about, the the audio conferencing, the cloud PBX, and adding in domestic dialing for $20 a user a month to save yourself some costs there.
Okay, thanks for explaining that. So Brian, what's the first step? What do we do if we want to get started with Microsoft Teams today?
If you still have questions, you can always reach out to us at Red River. We'll be able to take an evaluation of the licenses that you have, look at the features that you want to enable, and make sure that you have the most efficient way to get all the features that you want in Microsoft Teams added to your tenant.
All right, well, thank you so much, Brian, and thank you for joining us online. Be sure to check in every Tuesday for a brand new Microsoft Teams training.